May, are you hungry? Happy now?
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and much respect to the Akim out the labor in his work, and also to the believers scattered across the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect at the USA. Shalom. So yeah, another news and prophecy update, in which once again we're gonna go into the famine. All right, and I'm gonna call this lesson "You're Not Yourself When You're Hungry," and that's a slogan from Sneakers. You're not yourself when you're hungry, and that slogan is gonna reign supreme in the upcoming days. You know, when the food becomes very scarce and the people become agitated, you know, to the extreme, to where they're gonna turn beast-like and ultimately turn upon themselves. All right, their neighbors, their families, and it's gonna be a dog eat dog type of world in the very near future. Cannibalism, all that's coming back. And so the Lord's gonna show you people that you don't really love each other like you think you love each other. And that's gonna be, as the scripture say, a friend is known in adversity. All right, a friend may be known in adversity, roughly paraphrasing. So a lot of adversity is gonna be brought up on these so-called friendly people that love everything. All right, but as the scripture say, the love of many shall wax cold. Now you see it over the clip, you got the Jakes, you know, this Eve chick who is pretty much ready for the taking. That's the mindset of Jake in general, you know, who is in a comfort zone, a state of oblivion, and just wants to consume in a one of all things. And so they're gonna be easy pickings, you know, when the time the Esau draws them in with this famine to take this charagma, this chip. All right, so right now we're in a time of visitation. Okay, the Lord is using his sword, that being Esau Edom, to bring that visitation. So this is from Zero Hedge. Sure, you probably already seen it, but it says food shortages in 6 months. We understand that 6 goes into Esau. All right, so they're telling you in 6 months, the globalists are telling us what happens next. All right, and they think that they are the Most High. So just like you get in Isaiah 42:9, you know, it says, well, the former things that come to pass and new things do I declare before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Well, Esau tells you likewise, you know, what he's going to do before he does it. All right, so we got something to look forward to in the upcoming months. So that being said, let's go ahead and get, let's go to 2 Edges 6 and verse 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And that time is pretty much here now, man. These are the beginning of sorrows. It says, now we'll begin to make inquisition or extensive investigation of them and what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And ultimately the Lord is coming to visit Esau Edom. But on top of that, he's visiting 2/3 of our people and the rest of these nations that have aligned themselves with Esau Edom. They're joined at the hip in bed with Esau Edom. You know, so the affliction of Zion being fulfilled is pretty much talking about the elect now. All right. So yeah, how is the Lord going to visit this place? With the plagues. Okay. 2 Edges 15, let's get this real quick. 2 Edges 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world of sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay, so this is how the Lord's going to make known or make himself known in the earth, by bringing these calamities. All right. So yeah, the world's going to know Yahweh Shema Shai, just like we know Yahweh Shema Shai, due to the scriptures and ultimately saying in the real life, but it's going to be on a whole nother level this time. So Psalm 19:16 or Psalm 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. All right. Just like in the time of what? Ancient Egypt. He brought plagues upon ancient Egypt, to deliver his people. And in this time, he's bringing plagues again, but even greater, to deliver his people that being the elect. And so it says the wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Salah. And ultimately that wicked is talking about Esau, who's snared in the work of his own hands, trying to complete his NWO, or his New World Order agenda. But also 2/3 of our people who are snared as well, who are joining themselves with Esau. All right. So yeah, this famine is going to be a major tool used by the Most High to punish the wicked. All right. And I got an article going back to 1933 showing you how severe, this famine is going to get. All right. So this is from allthat'sinteresting.com. It says 26 horrifying photos of Holodomor, the Ukrainian famine that killed millions. The Ukrainians called the famine the Holodomor, a name that means murder through starvation. And that was, as they believe, an orchestrated event, a man-made famine. And guess what? Esau is doing that same thing today, okay, through the power that the Lord gave him, as he has control over the resources. So let's check out some of these pics. All right. Now right here you got what people line up for rations in Ukraine in 1933, and that's coming back in a major way. And you're gonna see those lines full of Evites and their 6 children, begging for bread, going to Daddy Esau, just like they're doing now with the with this system. So yeah, let's scroll through. All right. This is a dead body. All right. It's another dead body. And that was just a normal thing back then. After a while, people got used to seeing dead bodies. And these times are coming back in a major way, man. All right. What it says, they found their stars in their own yard. Okay. Dead bodies being carted off, dragged out to be burned. More dead bodies. A woman walks by 2 starving peasants dying on the streets. At this point, the sight of dying men has become so commonplace that it no longer warrants a second glance. All right, it's gonna be the normal, man. It's gonna be the normal. Refugee. Let me go back to that. Right. It says refugees try to escape the Ukrainian flood by hopping on the train. Some cling to the roof to get out. Okay. All right. More rations. And that's scriptural. All right. That is scriptural. Ezekiel 4:16. Now this is what happened to the Israelites during the siege of Jerusalem, but this is coming back. All right. In a major way. It also happened in 70 AD as well. Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. All right. He's going to cut off the food supply for your Israelites, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care. That's rationing. And shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity, man. It says consume away for their iniquity. And we understand that Lamentations 4:9 says it is better to die by the sword than to pine away by a famine. And as you can see, this is what you call pining away. And this is going to be Jake very soon. You're going to see 300-pound jakes drop down about a $1.25 or even lower than that, due to a lack of bread. All right. And it's ultimately going to come to the point of where they're going to resort to cannibalism. So yeah, I'm surprised she ain't ate this little nigga yet. She probably did later on. But yeah, man falls dead on the streets. Shh. It's gonna be a normal thing. So let's read some of this real quick. In 1932 and 33, millions died in Ukraine. The country was hit by the Holodomor, a famine so terrible that for the people caught in the middle of it, seeing an emaciated body collapse on the side of the road had become an everyday sight. The country became a living nightmare, a place where thousands of starving people had turned to cannibalism to survive. It's going to get that dire, okay? It's going to get like that for Jake, you know? Jake that love their children more than Yahweh Shema Shah, where the Lord's going to make you eat those children. And there's accounts written in one that comes to mind is Baruch 2. All right, this is what the Lord brought upon us, man. So Baruch 2 and 2, he says, to bring upon us great plagues such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son. How distressed you got to be within your mind to eat the flesh of your own fruit, man. He says in the flesh of his own daughter. Okay, that is coming back in a major way. And we see what happened right here, you know. They were forced to commit cannibalism to survive. It says, continue on. And yet in the news outside of Ukraine, newspapers denied it was even happening. The Ukrainians called the famine the Holodomor, a name that means murder through starvation. The Holodomor, they believe, wasn't just a natural disaster. It was deliberately planned to starve them out, all right? And that's what you see Esau doing today, orchestrating this man-made famine, as you get that quote from Henry Kissinger. He who controls the food controls the people. So you're seeing, food manufacturers being burnt down, all right? You got this so-called bird flu, allowing them to kill millions of chickens and turkeys, and Bill Gates, is buying up the farmland. And so that they're preparing a famine right before your eyes. A man-made famine is going to be even worse, way worse than ever before in this time. So let me skip down a little bit. Just kind of get the point here. All right, we start right here. It says, when Ukraine famine started, Stalin actually made things worse. He exported almost 2 million tons of food out of the Ukraine, pulling away the little food the people had to survive. Then he barred the people there from moving to any other part of the country. They had no food. They had no way to escape, nothing to do but wait and die. So just imagine Jake in that situation. As the Lord said, he's going to take away the staff and the bread from Jerusalem. So ultimately, that's going to allow Esau to come with that solution, that karagma. You ain't got nothing. We got what you need. What you want. You going to take this chip or not. All right, or you going to take this chip or die. You and your children. Think about your children. You want your children to die. Eve is going to be, it's going to be hard not to resist that chip in that day if you don't have Yahweh Shema Shah, man. So it says, people did what they had to do to survive. Men became thieves and women became prostitutes. And countless people did things far, far worse. Some turned to cannibalism, man. All right. Now, also in the scriptures, it says that, of course, Matthew 24, the love of many shall wax cold. But why is that going to happen? All right. 2 16, maybe 15. 2 15. All right. In verse 19, a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. It's gonna be mano y mano, kill or be killed, man. Spoil their goods because of the lack of bread or for great tribulation. You're gonna see friends, people who they thought that they loved, they're gonna turn into enemies. And you get that in the book of 2 6 and 24. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. The Lord going to show you niggas, you really don't love each other like you say you do. All that love shit is about to go out the window, man. All ones that really love each other are the elect, hopefully elect, okay, who depend on Yahweh Shema Shah. You're going to see these Israelites, these so-called self-proclaimed Israelites, turn on each other as well, man. Okay? It says, and the earth shall stand and fill with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours shall they not run. All right. So the Lord's going to take away all their comfort, the water, 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And that's why Yahushua said, nevertheless, when he comes, shall he find faith on earth, because there's going to be a trying time. Okay. That's pursuant to Acts 14 and 22. The great tribulation shall be entered to the kingdom. All right. So let's finish this off real quick. It says, life during the Holodomor was so harsh that 2,500 people were arrested and convicted for eating their neighbor's flesh. The problem is so widespread that the Soviet government put up signs reminding the survivors to eat your own children, all right, is a barbarian act. This is an account, man. To eat your own children is a barbarian act. People are going to go into beast mode. What does barbarian mean? All right. In ancient times, a member of a community or tribe. All right, let's see. Here we go. Barbarian definition. It says, barbarian, a person in a savage, primitive state, uncivilized person, a person without culture, refinement, or education. Yeah, people are going to become beast-like. So yeah, Lord said, well, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry, So in that day, Lord said, well, he's going to deliver us from the famine. Let's grab that real quick. The ones that have repented. Psalm 37 and 18. The Lord Yahweh shall know the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. It should not be ashamed in the evil time. That time is coming, the time of famine. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. Why? Because they will have food delivered to them, man. Okay? There will be a difference between the elect and the rest of the nation, so much to where the heathen will envy the elect. All right? But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume in slaughter, they shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away, and that's a nuclear destruction. So yeah, very horrible times are coming. So with that, Lord willing, you're edified. Until next time, I say, Shalom.